EMTV with your host Dice and special guest, my man RiGchis.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, man? You want to tell the people, man, a little bit about yourself?
Oh, man, you already know what it is, man. I just like to kick back, observe what the hell be going on out here. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lot of crazy stuff going on out here. And what the media feeds you don't necessarily be what we be deciphering. So I just like to come on here and kick it with the brother.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm peace to you, man. Where you hail from, man? Where you from?
Oh, man, everywhere on the East Coast, man. Everywhere you could think of, man.
Everywhere on the East Coast. So y'all hear it right here, East Coast and West Coast, sitting in here having that conversation that always need to be had. You know what I mean? Different spectrums from different places. You know what I mean? Coming together, trying to see what the momentum is out here in these streets. But today on the chopping block, man, we got Kanye West, because Kanye West, he took to an interview saying, Instagram got your woman. You know what I mean? You can't. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and share the clip so y'all can get better acquainted, excuse me, with what I'm talking about. But we are going to talk a little Kanye West today, because I don't know if you heard, but Kanye West donated to a church, and the pastor, because of his stance on Donald Trump, the pastor didn't accept the money, but he didn't give it back. He ended up giving it to the Morris Brown College in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Which I thought was a good move. If you didn't accept it, I mean, give it to where it need to go.
That's dope.
That's hella dope, right?
Yeah, you got to respect that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But let me see. Okay, there it is right there. So, let's run that footage.
Rappers be talking about, I got your bitch. Instagram got your bitch. Instagram got your bitch. Like, I'm sorry, I know my Christian scorecard just went down for using a profane piece of language. You ain't got your Instagram, got all y'all, because they going to do it for the gram before they do it to you. They going to send a picture to the gram before they send it to you. Social media doing more to hurt families than it is to help families, and families are the key to health.
Okay, so you just heard Kanye right there. What's up, Nay? You just heard Kanye West saying about Instagram got your woman or whatever, what have you. We'll touch on that real quick, how you feel about him saying that, but then I want to touch on how social media is ruining families, because that was the key part of what he said.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of the way the soundbite is delivered to you. You know, you hear the most shocking thing first, and that's the thing that's kind of fucked up about it. Excuse my language. That's the thing. That's the thing that's kind of messed up about it, because, obviously Kanye is trying to deliver a good message, but the way that he's doing, which is abrasive to most people. So therefore, the way they chop up the clip and give it to you,
what up, man?
They have Kanye looking a certain type of way.
Yeah, but I mean, I hear you on that. But you say it's abrasive and stuff. But isn't that how it is, like, in everything today? Like, why are we counting Kanye out? Or is it because of the whole notion that people want to count him out as crazy?
No, I don't think that people think that Kanye necessarily. No, let me take that back. Kanye crazy, y'all. But the thing about Kanye is, a lot of people know that he been through a lot of things, man. I think that when Kanye lost his moms, that something really happened to him. And if you ever lost your mother, I'm sure you know the hurt and the pain behind that. So, most people probably was able to take that and ride with it. But for Kanye, I think it really broke him. You know what I mean? And it took him to a deep place.
Okay, well, I mean, good thing this ain't no conspiracy hour, because I feel kind of different about that. I do believe something happened to him, but that's just my own thoughts and how I feel about the industry and sacrifices and all that type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But you feel like Kanye's been through so much that is broken him down, or do you actually think that he has seen certain things in the industry that, because this didn't just happen to Kanye West. You see people break down like this all the time, even back in the day where they had Martin running down the street with a gun naked talking about they're trying to kill me. they passed it off as him being a sherm head and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? But you see stars that you see this shit happen to stars all the time, like way outlandish stuff. So you think it's just they've been through a lot, so they're gone in their head, or do you think it's something more behind this shit?
Well, I mean, I think it's different for different people. You know what I mean? So if we talking specifically about Kanye, I think specifically him, like, you know, once Miss Donda passed away, you know, he just wasn't the same. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people who lost a parent, man, they ain't been the same. You know what I mean? Since that happened. And I think if there was some crazy things that he was seeing, I think it was her who is keeping him grounded in Afrocentric values based upon, you know, the teachings and the upbringings and the culture that she tried to keep him around. Now, I tell you what's crazy. The clip that you didn't hear was the one of Kanye saying he's been addicted to porn since he was 5.
I did hear that.
Now that's the thing I'm saying, man, about the abrasiveness of the message. So I don't think that I think Kanye is a little crazy. You know what I mean? He'll tell you that he's on medicine for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. But with the way stuff is going, like he said, with social media, he said social media is breaking up families. Social media got everybody wrapped up. It even has your kids.
Well, I think Kanye West is wrong. I mean, I think what he's being used as a tool. If I think maybe somebody might have given him that message, because what I feel about what's breaking up families is welfare and drugs.
Well, I mean, that's a given, but
you know
I mean, with
the government,
with the
you know
day,
what I mean?
And those has always been the same places we point the finger at. But I mean, at the same time, all those components are in place, breaking up families. But you don't think social media is adding to that? Because people can hardly raise their kids. I mean, you got kids wanting to get online with Fortnite and all that so bad. You know what I mean? To the point where they're losing their damn minds, where there's parents protesting the removal of this game because it has their kids so wrapped up to the point where they don't want to do anything.
Nah, I would agree with you, you know, but that could be anything. That could be TV. You know what I mean? That could be sports. You know, that could be building model planes and trains. You know, I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm just saying people with addicted personalities get addicted. You know what I mean? And the key to addiction is understanding your addiction.
Okay, so going to the comments, we got Petra Karma. What's up, Petra? Thank you everybody for tuning in, and y'all see that we are monetized if you have not been here since I got monetized. But we're sitting here having a conversation, you know what I mean? It involves Kanye West, but it's more or less on something he said. You know, like is social media actually destroying families? I like to believe so, but Petra said she doesn't know, but she's not convinced yet that he's changed. How do you feel about that, with him doing the whole church thing and stuff?
You know,
do you think it's sincere?
I mean, I think Kanye is an artist, so I think you can find. I think there's an artistry in church. If you ever been there, you know what I mean? And, you know, some churches can draw emotion from people, and that emotion is power. And I think you could say it's more vampiristic if you want to, you know, if you want to run with conspiracies and stuff, drawing energy and sucking energy out of people.
Run that word back by him again.
You know, vampiristic, you know, yeah, come up with all of this, you know. But that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I would just say, man, Kanye wants to be known as a free thinker, and I think he won't limit his thoughts, and he won't really. I think. Well, I ain't gonna say he won't limit his thoughts. I think, but the thoughts that he will limit them to, you know, they still gonna be abrasive. So just think about the things that he ain't saying, and I think that's what Kanye is all about. Kanye wants his image to be dangerous.
Okay, so right there, something, you know, a key word that, you know, I'm always looking for the key words, but image. So you think that's what all this is an image? Because that would bring you right back to conspiracy. Is everybody putting on for an image, including Kanye West?
I mean, I don't necessarily know. I mean, here's the thing: if he is psychotic, right, or if he does have, you know, these different personalities and all of this, right? If he's nuts, I mean, look at his eyes. You know, look at him. He look lost.
Oh, you can see it in the eyes.
I mean, you can see it, man. Something ain't right with him. Something ain't right with him.
It's in the eyes.
Man,
so just so everybody know, the person that's sitting here with me, Brother Righteous, he's actually a viewer that's on the panel today. He's actually a viewer. So he views all the stuff, all the battle rap, all the Hassan Campbell nonsense, everything like that. So being that you're a viewer, talking to a content creator, actually sitting in my house right now, we're in here chilling. When Hassan Campbell said, look at me, I'm retarded, it's in the eyes. Is that sort of the same thing? So can you see that in his eyes? Like, was Hassan Campbell making reference? Like, is that some true shit? Like, look at Kanye in his eyes. Does he look like he has mental issues? Like, can you really see that in people's eyes?
Either he has mental issues, or I would say that, you know, what's the word I want to use? I would say that maybe he's on a sedative, you know, something to keep him relaxed, if you will. You know what I mean? Just to keep it PG. But, you know, in my opinion, you know, Kanye, man, he looked like, you know, he looked like, I don't know, like, even with the money, he ain't happy. You know what I mean?
I'm not buying it.
You don't gotta buy it.
I'm not buying it. I'm a roll on the roll with Dr. Dorsey. Dr. Dorsey said, I think he feels bad about all the things he's done and seen. Dr. Dorsey also says he sold his soul already. And see, that's the type of stuff that I be on. You know what I mean? Not saying that that's the truth or anything, but I pay attention to that a lot because it's something demonic going on in this world.
Who do he sell his soul to?
What?
Who do he sell his soul to, man? Who is that actual person or people that you talking about? Who is this cabal?
Oh,
who is this?
Oh,
group of upper echelon?
Oh, you gonna stump me? Huh?
No, it's not about stumping you, man. And my thing is just.
So you think that if people are selling their soul and stuff like that for fortune and fame, that
do you think that
basically
happens?
Do you think it don't?
I mean, who says your soul is to be able to be sold to anybody? Who says you own your soul?
Who said? What do you mean?
Who says that you own your soul? Because you just said you just sold your soul, right?
So you think?
Who says that you can sell something how can you sell something that ain't yours? So like that's like let's say
you're speaking in the physical realm.
Well, I'm speaking spiritually too. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking. So, in my opinion, your soul is in shit, man. Look, in my opinion, your soul belongs to your ancestors. You know what I mean? Because you're a piece of them.
Okay.
And I think, you know, you go back to wherever.
So you're trying to say you can't necessarily sell something that isn't yours?
That's my opinion. Because if you do, let's say you do sell it, right? And somebody get caught with it, right? You know what I mean? Where does it go back to? The original person. So that's my whole thing. If you actually own something, you know what I mean, it gets sold.
Okay.
Unless you don't want it.
So to answer your question, since I know that was a question for Dr. Dorsey, because here we go. Dr. Dorsey says the ones that run the music industry.
Okay, who runs the music industry?
That's like almost being submissive. That's like
no, I'm asking who. I want to know.
Dismissive. Sorry,
it's not dismissive. I want to know who
because that's almost
you just can't say the ones. Like if you scared to say it, then don't just say the ones. You know what I mean? Dr. Dorsey said it.
But I mean,
say the name. I need to know the name.
You need to know. So you say need to. So you think there's like a specific person that runs the industry? I
mean, if it's not a specific, if it's not a specific person. Right, you need to speak on the specific.
Okay,
people.
In your opinion, is there more than 6 major companies in this world that runs everything?
In my opinion,
or do you not believe that?
in my opinion, I believe in, I believe in history. I'm not no idiot. So, I know about the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergers. You know, I know about all these guys.
And the Bilderbergers.
Yeah, that's what I call them. You know what I mean? I know about all these dudes. You know what I mean? We know about the people who financed the wars on both sides.
Right.
We know about this.
Okay. So if we know about this and we know how this stuff is played, how can you question? Like do you think these are just regular people, or do you think or do you think there's like some demonic stuff going on? Like there's some people that aren't the same type of humans. Because if you look at people like Kanye West and a few others that shall remain nameless in the industry for right now, might be another show that we can do on that. So we won't even talk about them because we focused on Kanye. So if you look at him back in the day when he first got into who he is now, you used to see a light in his eye. Now there's nothing there. You don't.
Well, here's
I wouldn't say it's
right?
retarded. I look in him in his eyes, and it's almost like he's a shell of his old self. Like he ain't even there no more.
Man, I mean, like I said, man, we don't know what medicine he's on, because if not to get personal with you, you know what I mean. But have you ever been locked up?
Yeah.
So you already see them dudes who be going to that medicine line, swallowing their medicine, or some of them cats, they don't swallow their medicine and they just sell their medicine. You know what I'm saying? But you can see how some of them be completely like a zombie.
No. Because if they really go to that extent, we won't see them. Them fools that's on the line with us. I mean, you get some of them that's kind of throw it off or whatever. But most of the ones that get the pills, I see more people fabricating their illness to get something for the hustle in prison. And you can't compare that. It's two totally different things. It's more of a hustle. It's not a whole bunch of crazy people on pills that's only on pills in prison. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people.
I'm not saying that it's a bunch of crazy people on pills in prison. I'm not saying that people in prison are crazy. I'm not saying that. I mean, even though there are some people who may be crazy who are in prison, but I'm just saying you have seen people who get them pills, man, and they keep them on their bunk. You know what I'm saying? All day long.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm
no
saying?
doubt.
Like
but
it literally, like I wish I could give you the name of them. You know what I mean? But I know for a fact, Seroquel. But look that up and look and see what it'll do with you. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, man. Like,
but I know what Seroquel is, and everybody I know that had Seroquel in prison, they never took it, and they weren't crazy. They didn't throw it off or nothing.
I'm just saying, if they did take it,
and if they did take it, all they did was put them to sleep.
I'm just saying. So that's my whole thing.
Isn't that an antidepressant?
I'm just saying. Is Kanye saying that he's depressed? What is Kanye saying his symptoms are? And then we could probably find out what type of pills he's on. But I'll be honest with you, I don't really care to know. Really, I could just look at him and tell he's on drugs, some type of synthetic drug.
I feel that. What's up, construction cronies? I feel that as far as the drugs and stuff, but that doesn't count out the fact that is way more deeper than that. That is more on a demonic level, on some spiritual type stuff. I believe that this is the eye of somebody that has seen something. You understand what I'm saying? And Dr. Dorsey says, follow the money. And I believe that's what you need to do, is follow the money, because the money take you all the way up the ladder to the place where you need to be and what you need to see. But following that money is a dangerous place. You understand what I'm saying? That's why only certain people get so far with the whole conspiracy stuff. They only let us get as far as they want us to get. They want to sit there like there's something there that you can grab, but it's really not there. Like it's a figment of your imagination, but it feels so real. You understand what I'm saying? Because if not, all this type of shit that we do talking on here with all this shit, that video would get trashed real quick. There's certain key things that go on in this world where like, basically, do you not believe that there's hands that control this whole world, that there's forces that control this whole world?
Well, I mean, I think that, honestly, no, I don't, man. I think that that's a psychological thing, man. Because, in my opinion, if you were to say that there were people that pulled those strings. I think that there's things that people could do with common knowledge. I mean, you look, bro, how did you learn how to set yourself up and monetize yourself on YouTube and become, you know, one of the future largest, most important, you know, YouTuber that's out here.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
like just keeping
That's
it 100
what's up,
with you.
giving me praise. That's what's up,
man.
G.
You know, just
Good
keeping
look.
it 100 with
Shout
you.
out.
How did you learn how to do that? And the truth of the matter is, you know, you went on YouTube, man. There's so much stuff. Man, you could probably learn how to do surgery on YouTube. You know, just the most unimaginable things. Fix your car. You can learn how to do that on YouTube.
I do agree that you can find everything to do on YouTube, but that ain't got nothing to do with the powers that be, because YouTube is another form of some type of form of control also. You know, you give the riches out to people, like how we all wrapped up in social media and stuff. You barely see people lift their heads up out of their phone anymore. People are online all day. We live online. Like there's certain movies and like that movie about video games. I forgot what it's called, Player Up or some shit. Well, the whole world is living in these video games, this virtual reality stuff. Yeah. Almost to the point where you can't even decipher what's real from fake anymore.
No, I agree with you, man. And here's my whole point, man. Once again, like I said before, man, it all comes down to a choice, man. You know, people choose to be in these things, man. There's other things that people could find to be entertaining. Now, unfortunately, you know, people have used science, you know, against the masses, you know, to make things more appealing. You know what I mean? Like these iPhones. You know, everybody want a new iPhone. But here's the other thing. Everybody want to watch Love and Hip Hop. So the bottom line is, it's not just social media, it's entertainment. Because before that, people were still going to shows. That's what people was doing. Before that, people was going to the Coliseum. You know what I mean? It's always going to be some type of form of entertainment. Did people, you think that you could just show up to the Coliseum, or you think there was some type of prepping that had to be done throughout the week or throughout the month or whenever they decided to hold an event? They had to prep that. They had to get the right type of animal. They had to find an animal that wasn't shy.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, you say it's entertainment, right? But I think we've crossed the line. You know, the thin line between drama and entertainment, because social media, you know, you give everybody the new iPhones, you know what I'm saying, and everybody want to get the new devices, and they make exclusive things that everybody starts doing, so you have to go buy the new one. You know what I'm saying? And all it sells on there that they're calling entertainment is nothing but drama. Everything you look at, like you mentioned Love and Hip Hop. You mentioned Love and Hip Hop. Is that not all drama? We like to watch Power. We watch Empire.
It's not necessarily, you know, drama. It's just entertainment. You know, whatever the entertainment is, because it may not be drama. It may be joy.
Okay.
It may be something that somebody gets joy out of. Look, video games. Look at how video games is so huge. Like you was talking about, people be in that all the time. People will buy multiple games. People will have an Xbox, a PlayStation, a tablet, a Nintendo 64. People will go back and get the games out of their childhood. Look what they're doing right now. They're making retro, you know, Nintendos. So once again, man, I don't think we can narrow it down and specifically, you know, go just straight at it. I mean, we got to get more particular. You know what I mean?
Okay, I feel that. But even with video games, though, everything you throwing out, you can look at it as some form of control. So back to what I'm saying. Do you think that there are certain families and certain hands that is controlling everything everybody does? Or do you think that we're out here actually, you know what I mean? Because mind control isn't putting a helmet on your head. That's not putting a helmet on your head and sending shockwaves. Mind control is like putting something in your face time and time again. Like the way you feel comfortable dressing, that came from somewhere. And you might think that this is just your style. But wearing certain hats a certain way, wearing certain shirts, you know what I'm saying?
No, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man.
Or if you like Jordans or something like that, that's a fad.
I mean, I I believe that everything's a fad, bro. You know what I mean? People will always,
which is a form of control.
Here's my thing, right? If I felt like there was something that I didn't like, you know what I mean? I just go buy something, or I would go make something. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. If it was really something that was so uncomfortable, you know, and like Kanye does. What does Kanye do? Isn't he a fashion designer? Didn't he make the Yeezys? Didn't he make the slave clothes line that he had? And then he did like the Star Trek one or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's Kanye for you, man.
Okay,
you know?
but
me myself, right? I'm a t-shirt
all of that
and jean kind of dude.
But that's all of that is part of demasculating, you know what I mean? Taking the masculinity away from men, if you ask me. Because you even look on GQ right now and you see that damn water raft dress that Pharrell had on.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? All this stuff is like when men was walking around here wearing them little skirts and stuff over their pants. Even Omar Epps did this shit.
Okay.
So all this type of shit is a form of control, because now look at what you're looking at today with the new millennial generation. Now everything is non-gender and stuff like that. They even have toys that they're selling to focused on boys, but it's non-gendered.
Well, you know, I agree with you know, certain things like that. You know what I mean? For instance, like I just saw that they said they were gonna take the gender symbol off of the tampon packaging, because it's not only women who menstruate, based upon the ideologies of certain people and how they see themselves. Swear to God.
What the fuck?
So this is my whole thing, man. Like,
where'd you hear that at?
Oh man, this was on the radio.
Wow.
Yeah, this was on the radio, you know, and the host was
come on, man.
Because
I can't go with that one though.
I mean, I agree with that.
I'll never know how it feels to be a woman going through that.
Well, here's my thing, right? I'm a scientific type of person, and you know, that's my thing. And I think I really don't even care if you remove certain organs and try to add other ones and then put some touch stuff. Man, I don't care, man. To me, you is whoever you was whenever you was born. Now, if you have issues about who you are,
I agree with that.
Now, my whole thing is, now if that's your reality, let that be your reality. But don't try to make that my reality, because the same thing that you say I'm trying to force on you is the same thing that you forcing on me.
Wow. Let's read a comment real quick. Check this out, because I haven't seen this. Chantel said, have you seen the commercial where the boy said he on his period?
Well, that's the thing, man. I mean, this is a big thing that's going on now, man. Have you been inside of a Target lately?
I went inside a Target the other day.
Did you notice that they have a non-gender section?
No, I was naive to that part.
Yeah, check that out.
But see, Target, I'm naive to it because I wasn't looking for that, so I didn't see it.
Man, it's a lot of companies that placate towards these things because there's these advocacy groups, and once again, man, these companies are based off of finance.
Sugar G said you're correct.
It's a lot of companies is based off of most companies are based off of finance, but you know, some companies are based off of uplifting fallen humanity, you know. So some people just create companies and navigate within, you know, this social climate that we live in, you know what I mean? Because that's the way in which we do business in this age. But you know, at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Queen Dice in the building. What's up, babe? But at the end of the day, well, my bad.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, man, you already know what it is, man. Like, you know, that's certain things that they force on the agenda. I mean, listen, I give you a couple different things. I'm sure you already seen it, man. They had the Arthur. I think it was Arthur. You know, this a cartoon that the kids be watching. You know what I mean? And on the Arthur, you know what I mean? I guess Arthur uncle got married to another dude. You know what I mean? Now this is what they putting in the eyes of the children.
On Arthur?
On Arthur.
Oh man, that used to be my cartoon.
Now, you know, I wasn't really a Arthur kind of dude. I was more of like a Little Bear kind of dude.
I'm glad.
I was fucking with Little Bear. Excuse me.
Hey, I'm glad I missed those signs, because now that I'm older, I see a lot of things in some of the stuff we used to watch, like Bert and Ernie coming up. that's on some twisted mind thought, or the Teletubbies with. And the Teletubbies, I can't say that's gay, because who's to say one of the Teletubbies was not a girl or whatever?
Well, no one knew. But see, here's the thing with this, right? And I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. It's just been a constant, progression of what they can get away with. And here's the thing, if you're one of those people who feel like your child is, identifies with being a girl, when first born they were a boy, but they like to wear a dress, and he likes to be called she. It's not you per se, but if you're like out there, if you're one of those people who think that's how it should be, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna want to push to see that type of content, because where's that content for my child? You know what I mean? That's how they feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I can see their argument, but for me, like, my thing is like, how do I really feel? Like, man, let's get a channel for that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not push that through all the media. I mean, like, man, like, so, let them people, I think people should live how they want to live. But I just kind of feel like when they say that we forcing certain parameters on them, really what it is them trying to force their parameters and, impose their will on others.
Exactly. So what you're saying is you don't care how people live their life. It's their life, right? Because I think we agree right here. Yeah. You don't care how people live their life because it's their life. But this is my stance. We'll just go with it this way. This is my stance. I don't mind people being gay or anything. They're, I have them through my family, and me and my wife's family. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do them, and I mean that, some of the coolest people I've ever met. You know what I mean? In my wife's family and in my family, but they don't push what they do on me. But in the public, as far as a whole, as far as the LGBTQ community, mm-hmm. I don't have to agree with what you do. So I don't have to adhere to the actions of you. I don't have to feel good about walking my kid down the street and somebody from that community drops it and pops it and falls on the ground and girl and all that stuff, dressed all wild like a woman or anything like that. But that's what's being pushed. Like, we have to agree with that. Like, it's normal living. Like, to me, a gay man wants another masculine man. Another masculine man. That's just how I see it. Maybe like if gay is true, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But why go for it? Why would I be a gay man going after another gay man that dresses like a woman? Well, why don't I just get a woman?
Here's my thing. Once again, man, if you go back to jail or prison, a lot of them dudes, man, they be messing with the people who like to position.
But it's crazy because we're starting to find out that it's more people than not that have this undercover type of stuff going on. Well, and some that are going that route because there is a lot of money in that community.
Well, potentially, man, but it's a lot of money everywhere, man. Go print you some. You know what I mean? But that's my line.
Don't just go that route.
Go print you some. You got but that.
Okay, so check it out. We're gonna check out Casey's comment. That he said that they said that Petra said, I'm raising a young black man alone. This shit is ridiculous. So do you agree do you agree or disagree that is being aimed at young black men right now? Because
I don't think it's being aimed at young black men, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think it's being aimed at everyone. But I think it is something that you're seeing alarmingly and more openly in the black community, because it's not just only a black community anymore. There is a LGBTQ, or excuse me, it is that community. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my thing is,
and that community, and black is not dominant in that community. So it's not just aimed at black.
I'm not gonna say that it's not, but I'm just gonna say that, like, when it is and there starts to become, I'm sure there's, things that may or may not happen in that community. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even want to speculate, because just to be honest, I have no fucking idea. You know what I'm saying? But
y'all, shout out to Queen Dice in the building. Y'all know that's the queen to my king. Anyway,
here's my thing, man. My thing is this: if you was to ask like a gay woman, right? If she wanted to have sex with a dude, if she hardcore, she would be like, nah. Never. You know what I mean? That's disgusting. You know what I mean? Or she might say, like, what you mean? Like, put a dildo on or something? You know what I'm saying? She might say something like that. Just keeping it 100 with you, you know what I mean? So if you was to ask me how I feel about that, and I feel like that's disgusting, you know what I mean? Like, why would I want to see that shit? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, man, they be doing the mind fuck, man.
Yeah.
And they real good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so then that goes back to what I was saying. So who does the mind fuck?
Well, it depends on who you're talking about.
You asked me.
Because in certain instances, you know what I mean?
No. You said give you a specific person on who's controlling the world.
Well,
so if these people are doing the mind fuck, give me
I don't think
give me a
that's
specific person that's doing this.
But see, that's my thing, man. I don't think that's in everybody's household. I think it's just mainly about what you allow in your household. That's my honest opinion. You know, you can cut your TV off. You can cut all kind of things off, or you can put things on a certain kind of content. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do.
But we tell people that all day. Shit, I get on YouTube and tell people all day, stop getting on YouTube, going back and forth with each other, because if people are threatening your family and stuff, you can't put this down. But they won't do that.
Well, that's my thing. Like, and I'll just be 100 with you. Like, for instance, like the way I feel about this, man, and this YouTube, and the way this media is, man, I actually believe in free speech, man. I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker saying. Excuse me. I don't care what anybody's saying. I'm just being honest with you. I think anybody should be able to say whatever they want to say, however they want to say it. And if there's people who want to listen to it, I think you should be able to listen to it. Like the whole Alex Jones thing, how they took him off there. Man, who cares about Alex Jones, man? Why? Because you feel like he's controlling a certain type of people, you know what I mean? Or he's leading a certain type of people who do see things a certain way. Well, it's not like he can't function and navigate completely different. It's just like if you messed up your name, you know what I'm saying, in the credit world, you might want to go get you a business and do some business, you know, and let your personal build back up, you know what I mean, while you're doing everything under your business. You might want to be smart about things, you know, just stuff like that, you know what I mean? So
I'm paying attention to Chantel in the chat, and she's talking about how she had her grandkids with her on the morning where I guess that commercial came on with the kid with the tampon or whatever, and at the end had the string hanging out the butt or whatever. Excuse me for saying that, but that's what happened. Everybody in YouTube, this is for educational purposes. Thank you. But yeah. So damn. So that shit is real. These commercials are.
You see
these
what they
commercials
saying,
are real.
Like I told you, man. If you go inside of Target, man, they have a section for people, you know, like this. And once again, like I said, man, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm a pretty logical person, so I try to navigate down everybody's thought path, which, you know, may be my demise. You know, thinking about other people. You know what I mean? Because I would feel like, man, I'm a pretty considerate person, even though I'm probably gonna talk my, I'm gonna talk that, you know what I mean? But the way I feel about it is, from a business standpoint, if you feel like I do, like people should be able to just do whatever they want to do, then at that point you do have to market towards those people. So once again, who's buying the advertisement space to market towards these people? The company who wants to promote that product. But here's the thing: if you wanted to promote yourself, right, you can buy advertisement. You can, the same way you want to monetize yourself, you could be one of the people who are responsible for getting, you know, the people who are monetized. You could run your ads on different people's channels as long as you get it approved within whatever parameters that it is for this particular media outlet, whether you want to do it on the radio, whether you want to do it on TV. So I don't want to be as short-sighted as to say, like, oh, well, you can't advertise. It's just, hey, man, is your pockets deep enough? Have the people got behind you and monetize you like they should have?
I like how you keep sliding it in. I'm about to have to get this dude promotional percentages.
You know, people. You know, I mean, I know it sounds a little crazy,
but respect. I appreciate you for respecting the platform like that, G. And you guys, this is, you know, it's a real segment and stuff. But if y'all don't know, I'm trying to go more towards the podcast and stuff, and thinking about bringing Big Righteous on, you know what I'm saying, as a co-host, if y'all feel it, if y'all feeling him, if we vibe together right, you know what I'm saying? So y'all please let me know if y'all feeling Big Righteous, man. Shout out to him, man. But I love it because on a lot of things I can see it's coming back to we're agreeing to disagree, but it's almost like we actually agree, just different ways. We have different ways of seeing it.
No, I most definitely agree, which is why I actually, I listen to the podcast. That's why I wanted the listeners to begin with. But the thing about it is, like I said, man, I feel like
observing stuff.
I feel like exactly. I feel like that's what I'm here to do, or that's what I like to do with my time. Is kind of look and analyze. I like Dick Gregory perspective. You know what I mean? Now we may not come to the same conclusion at the end, but I like the way he doing his mathematics, and he putting and piecing things together, man. Because it's a lot of things. God bless the dead. R.I.P. Dick Gregory.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Dick Gregory. So you're more like, in a way, you're sort of like me, because I'm the make it make sense type of dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'll pay attention to it, but just make it make sense.
Well, here's the thing, right? I feel like you can rationalize anything. And once again, everybody's gonna have different psyches. So the way that Kanye is speaking, he's speaking to a certain type of person. You know what I mean? Now, do I agree with Kanye? No, I don't. I think Kanye ain't been through all the schools of thought. That's just my opinion. And I think there are other schools of thought that are more conducive to an African perspective and lifestyle. That's my opinion. But that's just me. Now, I'm not saying we gotta go anywhere, because I kind of feel like, honestly, the earth is our turf. I feel like I feel like we've been everywhere. We established everything. We the mothers and the fathers of all civilization. And when you talk about
civilization,
civilization. And once again, man, we talking about this dude crazy. Civilization, man. And at the end of the day, man, two black people get together, they can make any type of baby on this planet. But you can't. You can't take two white people and put them together and they create any kind of baby.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I feel you on that. And anybody that want to get in on this discussion, I did just put the link in the chat so you can chime in, and I'll figure out how to get you in here. I don't think I've had nobody chime in before, so I do have to figure it out. But if you want to chime in on this conversation, you got something to say, you know what I mean? Chime in and let me know what your thoughts are.
So I got a question for you.
What's that?
Looking at Kanye, man, do you feel like Kanye on drugs? Just looking at him. When you see his movements and his mannerisms, because I'm sure you study people.
But I've always, like, since Kanye first came, I've always thought Kanye moved different than everybody.
Well, it's not that he was moved. Of course, he moved different. Like when Kanye first came out, Kanye would be like almost. Let me take that back. I was gonna say almost like how you would, like a good kid, like something that you would want to like not necessarily all of his practices, but once again the image, you know what I mean, and whether that image was constructed or not, I feel like that was true to Kanye. Kanye was a good kid, you know what I mean?
Right, but the way I feel about like people that end up like Kanye in the industry and stuff, in so many ways, I think is at the same time is leading certain shit astray, but at the same time is screaming for help and also throwing hints out there. Like,
is Kanye,
you know what I mean? Even if him going to the church isn't necessarily a righteous move for him, it could be telling people stay focused on what you need to stay focused on and stay away from this shit.
Well, here's the thing, man. I mean, if you study history, like I told you earlier, man, I'm gonna study your history, man. Jesus, man, the character of Jesus is a very profound figure throughout history. And, it's always been the Jesus character, and pretty much every type of story tell, whether you consider the Bible 100% truth or whether you can consider it to be fiction, it's still the greatest selling book of all time. So once again, my thing is this. That story is significant.
The greatest selling book.
It's the greatest selling book of all time.
And isn't money the root of all evil?
Not necessarily, because money is what you make it. And my thing is this: you can take money and do good with it. Complete.
That don't make it not the root of all evil though.
No, I think the root of all evil.
You can do good with money, but most of the evils that take place in the world have to do with money.
No, I think the root of all evil is the lower self, or whoever you have, Let me take that back. I think the lower self, is the responsibility, or is responsible for what we're going through. The desires of man. You know what I mean? Ultimately, it's what people desire. It's the thing. That's the things that break up families. Now, whether you desire to be on social media, whether you desire to, go out and shoot somebody, whether you desire to, run off, leave your family, whatever it is, it's the desires of man that actually, is why we are where we are. People want power. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think it's different. It's not just one or two different people who are fighting for power, because you got a macro and a micro. It's people fighting for power right around the corner from here. And it ain't got nothing to do with the people who might be fighting for power for the advertisement on the TV. And once again, that's all a narrative
if everybody's doing the same thing.
Not necessarily, but if you look at Kanye's message, that's not consistent with what an advertiser would want to push. So I don't think he's necessary. So once again, if we saying that Kanye is being controlled by somebody, who would want to push that message that Kanye just pushed out there? And why would someone want to push Christianity, especially if people are saying the people who are in charge of this music industry, like the people he didn't want to say earlier, talking about old Jewish white men? You know what I'm saying? Once again, the Bilderbergers and the Rothschilds and all them people.
Bilderbergers.
That's what I'm calling them. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing, man. So people don't want to say
I hear that,
these people are.
But when you're saying that,
these dukes and these duchesses.
But when you say that, I'm taking it from like you speaking on the fact like the church is all good.
I'm not saying that the church is good. I never said anything, man.
But I'm saying you say who want to push that message, but I mean there is a lot of bad that happened in the church.
Well, I'm sure there is. I'm 100% sure that there is. You know what I mean? Once again, like I said, it's the desires of man. So what do you desire? What do the people who congregate within those walls desire? Do they want to make it a spiritual place? A place of healing, a place of well-being. Is that what they want to make it? Does that even mean that it has to be a church? It could be at a shelter.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be anywhere. You know what I mean? So my whole thing is this, man. Like I was saying earlier, that character is prolific throughout history. You know what I mean? It's stories in the Bible that's written on the walls of Egypt. You know what I mean? And we know this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I feel you on that, but KC says depopulation is key. We set the trend. So, and she also says, I am a woman. Thank you. But do you think that that's the key, like with the whole LGBT agenda? Like, because if you think about it, if everybody's going gay, especially I seen a comment earlier.
Well, it is,
said
but
they push it on. They especially push it on women, which they do push it on women.
It is, but it isn't, because here's the thing: those women, they still want babies. So this is one of the discussions that I was having. My whole thing is like, all right, if you want to be, a lesbian, I'm cool with you being a lesbian, but go with the laws to go with that. You know what I mean? There's laws to the universe. Stop trying to break the laws of the universe, to erect,
but it's not just women that make the baby. So you can't just say lesbian, because gay men too.
But here's the thing, man.
If we're intermingling with same sex, then nobody's procreating.
Well, no, but see, that's the thing, man. So they gonna get that baby one way or another. They gonna either do some IVF, they gonna go get their gay friend, be like, hey, can you just put this in a cup for me real quick? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that, but that's saying
they're gonna find a way.
but
they still don't got to be with a man.
But that's saying that lesbian females all want a baby.
I'm not saying all of them do, but I am saying that is a strong internal what's the word I want to use? Maternal instinct. Women do have a maternal instinct, no matter what, whether they want their own child or not. But oftentimes what you do see is happening is you see children that are being adopted. You are seeing IVF. There was a story.
What up, Crown?
There was a story with a chick, right? Two lesbians, right? They wanted to have a baby. And I guess the chick, she got inseminated with like a black baby. And they live in an all-white town. So you can see how she is distraught, right? Because this is not what, I signed up for.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the whole point is they went and tried to make a baby. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all of them do, but they do. Some of them do. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So Joe Mata says women love gay dudes. I think they support them more than actual straight males. Do you agree with that?
No, I'm not gonna say that, man. What I will say is, man, and what's messed up, man, is I think a lot of times, man, gay dudes support women more than straight men support women, and that might be the problem.
Well, I mean,
you gotta take that and flip that around. Gay men support straight women more than straight men support straight women, and that's the problem. And that's why a lot of females keep their gay dudes or their gay friends around, because they could chop it up with them. The gay dude probably got some bread, let you hold the stack real quick, as long as you give it back by next Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's probably all kind of stuff going on. You know what I mean? So I think the real problem is men ain't men no more, and they don't strive to be the head of their household. And not every woman wants a man to be the head of the household. I think that's kind of like where you coming up with the dichotomy.
I can feel you. I never heard it that way. You know what I mean? That gay dudes support straight women more than straight dudes. Straight men support straight women.
And that's kind of the problem, man, because sometimes a woman want to come to they man, like, you got to be open and receptive to your female. You know what I mean? You got to really start what's going on with her. Like, what you really thinking about? Where your brain at? Where your head at? What's going on? How can I help you get to where you going? You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
and the women who have that type of man in their life, a lot of times they ain't with gay dudes. They don't hang around gay dudes like that.
Yeah.
Just keeping it 100.
Yeah, I'm still tripping. I'm still tripping off of this. I'm gonna have to go check this out because I'm still tripping off the whole man tampon shit.
Oh man.
And it's crazy because watch. Let me pull up something real quick on my Holo space. A while back I posted this. Watch. Let me get it to pull up real quick. But it's a tampon box, like, you know what I'm saying, for men or whatever. This shit's wild, man. But I didn't think that shit was real. I'm thinking that shit's like a fucking meme type shit. You know what I mean? Which it is. What I posted is a meme, but goddamn, if I'd have known that shit was really happening, I never would have even posted that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go delete that shit for here, man. But watch, let me see. Look, this one right here. No,
man. I mean, I think that's an ill edit. You know, just keeping it 100.
Man pawns for the guys that act like little bitches. You know what I'm saying?
A little disrespectful, you know. So,
but you can see it was like a meme type thing.
Of course.
Man packs. But for you to tell me that's what it is, yeah, let's go ahead and delete that, man. I don't want to promote nothing like that. I'm gonna do it right here with y'all so y'all can see I took that off of my Holo space. It is no longer on there. And you guys can also go follow me on Holo space at Dice TV. You know, I don't know if you guys know about it, but it seemed to be the spot where a lot of people in the industry are at right now. But yeah, man, I had to take that down. I'm tripping out on that shit, man, because I haven't seen that commercial. And if I'd have seen that commercial, we damn sure would have did a show on that shit.
I mean, and once again, man, that's a result of people feeling as though they are not themselves, and they want to express themselves on.
That's too much, Casey. That's too much. I never seen none of that shit. Chantel said they always think thing came on Wednesday right after the commercial aired. That kind of threw me off. But the masses distract us with all kinds of Trumpism off Twitter. Yeah, and see, that's what I'd be focused on a lot is telling people to watch out for the distractions. Distraction stories.
Once again, man, man, every entertainment, man. Once again, man, that's what it comes down to. It's the entertainment. So I just want to kind of get back to how people saying social media, which was what Kanye was saying, man. We on social media right now, man. Would you say that right now, this podcast right now is destroying people's minds?
In a way.
Okay.
In a way, everything that I do on my channel, in a way, I would like to think that I'm doing right, but I can only get to people with the thing. If I think that the world is under some strange ass type of mind control, then I can only try to give the good word that I know in my head only from the tools that I was taught through this world. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't know no other way. But in a way, I think them getting on and checking out my show and stuff like that, or anybody's show, in a way that's damaging just getting on here.
Okay, well, I mean, I disagree with that, man. I mean, I can see how you could say,
appreciate you, Chantel.
You got to destroy to build, is what you're saying. So you might have to destroy somebody's psychological for them to be able to receive the message that you're trying to get.
No, I'll never try to destroy somebody's psychological.
I understand you're saying it could happen.
Yeah.
Just because the information
I'm not trying to do that,
but they already had. So now that they got new information.
Not everybody sees stuff the same way. Like if I sit here and we talk about fully on conspiracy and stuff like that, and certain people that don't believe that, but they catch something in that show that makes them think about certain things, and they can't handle that, and they start searching for stuff, and they see a whole bunch of stuff they never seen before, and their mind ain't strong enough to handle what may or may not be the truth.
Okay.
But they don't know, and they get indecisive about it.
Okay.
That can really ruin somebody's life.
Well, I mean, I completely understand what you're saying, man. I think that, but I think that can happen if you go down the street to the corner store. You know what I mean? And you just in there trying to get you a big Texas bun and a pack of Swishers. You know what I'm saying? You can still lose your life behind that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could your whole train of thought. Any interaction that you have with anything is going to, of course, cause you to adapt and particularly take that in. Your mind will take that in because your body is a computer. You know what I mean? So your mind will take that in, or a computer is based off of the human body, however you want to put that. You know what I mean? Which is
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can see that because I've used that terminology before. That
the body is a system. You know what I mean?
Shit, most things run like the body. Vehicles and stuff like the exhaust pipe is like a motherfucker passing gas and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Of course, man. Of course.
And they got to have fluid and all that stuff.
You got a CPU in your computer, right? That's the brain, right?
Right.
You also got a motherboard in there. You know what I mean? You also got all types of other extensions like your mouse and your keyboard and your headphones. You know what I mean?
Basically, like the computer. I mean, certain components can be looked at as limbs and shit like that.
Of course, man.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, that take it back to how some shit like the Matrix run. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think like you were saying, man, if you want to say that the world is controlled by certain people, I think everything is a Matrix, but you know what I mean? Not in the sense. I think the problem is a lot of people get spooky with it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. People get too spooky with it, man. Let's be straightforward.
Like Alex Jones spooky.
Yeah, well, not like that, but
because I like Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. And
here's my thing: Alex Jones be doing a lot of truth. Like, here's my thing: I just watched the interview on Joe Rogan. I don't want to get you in trouble, but with Edward Snowden on it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, this is the dude who did the WikiLeaks. He released a lot of information that we weren't privy to about how our government acted on and after 9/11, and how they removed the people from the decision-making process based upon their interpretations of, the law, statutes, ordinances, codes,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I hear you.
Titles.
KC, she says, I'm focused, but other children and the schools aren't. Anything goes. I'm appalled by some of the conversations I have to have with my 12-year-old.
Well, a lot of these conversations may or may not be conversations that we wouldn't even have felt the need to be able to have with our parents. You know what I mean? Excuse me. But that's the thing. Maybe a lot of the way that we raise our children today, we don't raise them like our parents raised us, because a lot of things that we did, we can't do. Like, okay,
like get your ass kicked.
Exactly.
My wife and I, we talk about that all the time. Like the things that we used to do wasn't even, wasn't like some of these kids. They do a lot of stuff that I would have never did, because I think I got my ass whipped when I was a kid. Then I would have.
You already knew.
I'd have got a mud hole stomped in me. You know what I mean?
Already knew. You already understood.
But with you can't win with your kids. That's why I was saying, like, social media and all that stuff. And when you got schools and stuff pushing all this same type of agendas, it's hard to win. So having a conversation like I have preteens and all that right now, and younger kids and stuff or whatever, and certain conversations that you have to have with them are probably not conversations that you want to have with them at that time. So you used to be able to take your time, and when it was the right time, you can talk to your child and break them down at certain ages about certain things. Now you almost have to raise your kids up, teaching them everything about being an adult almost immediately.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. How many things were you doing before your parents were able to have that talk with you? Because when you get to a certain age, you know what I mean, a lot of things are gonna be the influence of your peer. It's gonna be a lot of peer pressure. It's gonna be things that you didn't know how to do. Like, I'll be honest with you, like when I was 14, I take that back. When I was 13, I didn't know how to roll a blunt. I'm just being honest with you. I know this is just something very ignorant, and
very. How do you not know how to roll a blunt, bro? I was born knowing how to roll a blunt up.
That's what I was just saying, But at 13, I didn't know how to roll up.
Okay, so and where you going with that?
So my whole point was, certain things you just not gonna have an understanding to, man. You know what I mean? But as time progresses, I knew how to roll up a blunt, by the time I was 14. So my thing is this: do you think that I could have went to my mother and said, "Hey, Mom"? Now, some people do have that luxury, or it may not be considered to be a luxury based upon, your perspective. But some people do have that luxury. But I couldn't have went to my mother. I still can't probably go to my mother right now, being a grown man, and ask her how to roll up a blunt. She ain't gonna know. And if she did know, she ain't gonna tell me. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't dare do that, just based off the respect. But here's the thing, right? If you do smoke out there and you got a son or a daughter, and they decide, obviously you would like to get them to an adult age. But if they're young and they decide they want to smoke, what can you really do about it? The only thing that you could do is turn your kids into the police. You can't whoop them. You know what I mean? You could try to talk to them. But the next thing you got to do is, if you don't turn them in, you either turn your back on the whole situation or you facilitate it. Right. So it's one of those three things, because there can be a neutral.
Yeah. I want to go back to something.
Go ahead.
Because reaching in the comments, they were kind of talking about that. So Chantel says, isn't the Bible just other people's account of what those people who wrote those chapters went through? No one was there to verify those people's versions of what happened.
Well, I mean, that's what history is as well. That's why, I prefer heritage. Like I said, man, I am a fan of history, but my favorite thing is heritage, and that comes from a woman, you know. So I believe, we do need to support our women in a much better fashion, one that's more conducive to a family environment. And there won't be these things like welfare, but a lot of it is just common sense and decision making. I mean, and when I talk about the welfare, what I mean by that is,
This
you
nigga,
know, no, I'm keeping it 100. I don't think it's anything. If you need to help, you need to help, right? But if you have a family and you need to help, that's one thing. But a lot of times, women, if you got a job and you only pay $22 a month for rent, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have a man that lives in that household with you. If you get in Section 8, a man ain't supposed to live in that household with you. You know what I mean? From my understanding. So, or there has to be only like one parent. You know what I mean?
I don't want to cut you off, but that ain't what I said.
What'd you say?
This nigga weird. He said,
No, go ahead, man. Go
I
ahead.
said, Chantel said, isn't the Bible just other people's account of what those people who wrote those chapters went through? No one was there to verify those people's versions of what happened in the Bible.
Man, like I said, man, my whole point was, man, history is cool, bro, and no one could verify. People could verify things. People may have verified those things at that time. I believe the person who was responsible for that might have been like Josephus or somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But my whole thing is, it may have been relevant in that day and age. It may not be relevant now. My whole thing is the most consistent thing that we can see is black people. So I think that, you know, our religion and our foundation should be based off of
Okay.
us, and we should love and grow us.
Okay, so what about the books in the Bible that were removed? I think Joe Mana said that a minute ago. What about the books that were removed?
There were
And
books.
also the fact that they say that Jesus was a Jew. I mean, and that could be looked at two different ways. Either Jesus wasn't a Jew and he was, you know what I mean, he was a melanated person, or that means that the real Jewish people would be the melanated.
Well,
people.
I believe that the melanated people, I believe the real Jews are melanated. Because if you look at the people who are in Israel right now, those are the people who came out of Germany after Hitler. They got that land along with other reparations in form of from Germany and whatnot. And that's why they fight right now to this day with the Palestinians that's over there, because they went over there and they took that land after what was that, like 1940, 1950s, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing is, like, if you just really look at it, Jesus was, in my opinion, a melanated person. You know what I mean? He had to be, because also you can see stories of Jesus going to hide in the zone or Egypt in Africa. So how do you go hide in Africa if you're not melanated?
This is my boy Righteous. He came over to the house and came to chill. So we did a show or whatever, babe. My girl still like shit. I don't even know who the fuck that is. I believe I told y'all he hide him over. Hey, trust and believe. We are toasted right now.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm most definitely smoking. But the thing about it is this, right? You can fact check me. So go ahead and fact check me and see if I'm lying to you. You know what I mean? And this is just all off the top. I didn't prepare nothing. I just came through.
No.
This is common knowledge that every African child should have. They should all know about how the Masons is founded off of melanated people, and that's the real secret. You know how the master Mason Hiram was a Phoenician, and how you could find out that the Phoenicians and the Canaanites is the same people, and you could also find out how the Phoenicians that's Carthage. They also was in Carthage, and that's Hannibal. And you can also know that Hannibal is one of the greatest generals of all times, and they plan all their war strategies off of strategies that Hannibal used. So, you should know about yourself. You should know about your history. Women should know about Queen T of Africa. and how she was a fierce warrior.
Okay, right. But I mean, not everybody believes all the history that's put out there. Some people believe that a lot of this stuff is a form of mind control. Again.
Well, that's my thing, right? Once again, I said what's even better than history is heritage. So heritage is something that's left through the blood, that's left through the woman, that's left through mitochondrial DNA.
Through your genes.
So all you got to do is do the math and the science on what I'm saying. Yeah, I might be saying something that's topical, but if you actually break down what I'm saying, and if I go deeper into it, I know it's just, that's probably what I should do. But, this your show. You know what I mean? I want you to kind of,
Well, I mean, you
I don't want to get that deep into it. You know what I mean?
I mean, you would. I mean, save some for the later episodes here on DDM TV's podcast.
You already talking about how people minds getting melted. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no parts of that. You know? I don't know parts of that.
You gonna get some parts of that on this show. You know what I mean? Because we gonna have those talks on later episodes or whatever, man. But it has been a blast, man. I enjoyed it.
No,
we got let me go back up real quick. We got oh, here you go, man. But Chantel said this has been very enlightening. I appreciate you saying that, Chantel, man. Thanks for tuning in. We trying to go to new heights over here. We got a lot of material, a lot of over 200 different videos, all done different ways, different type of stuff. We'd be all over the place here. That's how we do it on DDM TV, man. We more facts over feelings up here, man. And tonight is the first night of the podcast version that, and I kind of took on a co-host. I don't know if he's going to want to do it or not, but every now and then we're going to come in here and have these discussions. But I would like for more people to start hopping in. So whenever we do these episodes, and I leave that link in the chat, feel free to hop in and voice your opinion. You do not have to show your video. We can block that out to where it's just your voice and stuff like that. So don't worry about being on video at all. And you want to say anything to the audience, to the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, most importantly, I think the biggest thing, man, is, not to be influenced by the words of others, but more so the actions of others, and see if that aligns with the actions that you want to align yourself with. I think that's the most important thing, because people can say a lot of things. This is a podcast, and you can see that people saying a lot of things, but I guarantee you, if you watch my boy Dice, I already know he's gonna take it to a whole nother level. So just watch his actions, listen to his words, but watch his actions too.
Trying to tell you, try to lead by example. But see, that's how two brothers can lead by example that could have two different opinions on a lot of things and still, like, this is my boy right here. You know what I mean? We just actually chilling, and it's good. Like Dr. Dorsey said, y'all doing a great job. Love the different viewpoints. You know what I'm saying? Like people should be able to converse.
Of course.
Without arguing or anything, trying to push one person's narrative on the next and vice versa.
Yeah, I got a question.
We should be able to understand, make it make sense to each other.
I got a question for you. If we do a part 2, right? I got a fire topic for you.
That's backstage talk, bro. Don't we have a locker room talk on live?
Okay.
The fuck?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Big righteous, big right. You know what I mean? Big RG in the house. You know what I'm saying, man? I thank y'all, man. Dr. Dorsey says, both smart, intelligent brothers. I'm rocking with y'all 100. We appreciate that. Shout out to Big Righteous here on DDM TV. Also, y'all see we got Queen Dice in the house. You know what I'm saying? She's part of the show too. She ain't got started yet. Maybe we'll have a podcast where we'll have the woman's point of view, all three of us here. You know what I mean? And do some shows like that too. Also, Maylene, she lived right down the way from us, babe. She's in Arizona too, Tucson. But well, as Casey said, great topic and show. Thanks to both you brothers. Got me commenting all crazy. I appreciate that. She said commenting. I understood. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. We will come back and do this more often, man. I kind of like this type of thing. You know what I mean? And Maylene said intelligent debate. You agree with that?
Oh no, man, I most definitely appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But we about to go ahead and get up out of here, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my wife in the chat, Queen Dice. I love you, woman. Can't wait for you to get home. Matter of fact, she'll be home in a little bit. I don't know if you'll still be here, but sure she say, let's throw it up there. That's not down the way. Half out. That's a mini road trip. You damn right, cause shit, I hate having to go to move people in damn Tucson. Cause shit, then we gotta take that long ass ride. We cool on the way. We got me and my boy Robert, we got our snacks and shit. And, you know what I mean? Ready to roll. We on our way down there. But when we gotta come back and you want to be home already, shit, that's a long ass fucking ride from damn Tucson.
Hell yeah.
Say Tucson, y'all need to let me know when you're in town. We'll have lunch.
Yeah, you know, sometimes, man, you just got to get out of town
For sure, man. I love for you to meet my wife, man. She got that Asian in her too. You know what I'm saying? Look, my girl said, not never. We don't never go to Tucson. Shit, you have to catch us in Phoenix. But anyway, how'd you enjoy the show?
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. It's been a great, positive experience.
Will you admit you was kind of nervous at first?
I wouldn't really say I was nervous. You know, that's not what I would say. I would say, man. No, I mean, I've just been, you know, it's my birthday. You know, I'm getting.
Oh yeah, that's right, man. It is his birthday. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday to Big Righteous, man.
Started early.
First day on the podcast on his birthday. Happy birthday. Thanks, Mei-Ling. She said, Queen Dice is gorgeous. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? That is my queen, man. I love her to death. You already know that. But Dr. Dorsey said, happy birthday, my nigga.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. But so you only live down the street, so you need to be here. Yeah. So man, can we count on a part two either in the next day or two?
I told you, man, I got an idea, man. You know, but you told me that was locker room talk, man.
Yeah, don't be having it. Well, stop locker room talking.
See, man, you high too, man.
I'm a little bit.
Yeah, man. That's what good weed do to you, man.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. But still, you know what I mean? I'll say don't have locker room talking, then you bring it up again. I mean, we got to talk backstage, man. This is our itinerary. If we put too much stuff out, then people start trying to get it. I don't mind if people use the same type of ideas. Okay. But we can't give it to them. We got to do it first. You feel me, baby?
Of course.
No doubt. Let me see. Queen Dice said later, May, we will have to link up night. And link up night. Quit swiping, baby. It ain't coming out right. I'll come and visit y'all, Dice, one day for real. Yeah, no doubt, man. Me and my wife, man, we real down to earth people, family people, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard to get to us, man. But you know, y'all know social media kind of finicky, so just don't be on no bullshit because we can get on the bullshit. You feel me? You feel me? But damn, this shit fucking up. Oh, okay, because she said good night. Then I'm tripping. Like I said, you already know I'm toasted right now, so it is what it is. But anyway, man, shout out to Big Righteous, man. Happy birthday to this dude, man. It's been beautiful, man. I appreciate you, man. We're going to do this more often. I see people feeling the vibes and stuff. Like I told y'all, I can converse better than I could just do a one-sided show. I like it like that. You know what I'm saying? So we are going to get Queen Dice on the panel. She been doing some work on her channel or whatever too, but getting that practice together because she is about to come in. I don't give a damn what you say. But anyway, I love all y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the faculty, man. Shout out to Big Righteous. Shout out to Queen Dice. I love y'all, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I love y'all, man. Peace.